So consent is a word that gets thrown around a lot these days, and thank goodness for that. See, when I was 15, 16, the word consent was never really related to sexual relations. It only ever meant getting permission for things like getting quotes for your school coursework or asking for your parents' permission to go out and see your friends. Nowadays, the word consent also relates to sexual pressure, both physical and emotional, and it's something we're finally talking about, and we really need to keep that conversation going. So what is consent in terms of sex? Well, consent is a confident, well-resounding, sober yes to the idea of having sexual intercourse or engaging in any kind of sexual activity with another person. Consent is an issue for people with vaginas and also for people with penises. It doesn't matter what age, sexuality or gender you are, if you're not 100% willing and confident enough to be doing the sexual things, then you absolutely do not have to, and you should never ever feel forced or coerced into doing them. However, it's also important to flip this situation on its head. If you are with someone who isn't 100% ready to engage in sexual activities with you, don't force them. Respect their choices and do not try and get them to change their mind. Some things you should not do if you suspect your sexual partner is not ready include continue to touch and kiss them in the hopes that they will change their mind. Using emotional blackmail such as, I thought you loved me. If you really loved me, you'd do this for me. Threatening them with humiliation such as saying everyone at school is going to think you're frigid. Don't be a dick. And also reminding them of any past activities such as, we've done it in the past, why are you holding out on me now? Don't do that. It's also extremely important to note that saying the word no is not the only way that someone can let you know that they're not comfortable with what you're trying to do. Just make sure that you are constantly, 100% of the time, reading your partner's body language. If there's any kind of hint of any sign of resistance, stop. Just stop and ask if they're okay and if they wish to continue. Remember, your partner should feel comfortable, loved and respected without any of their physical boundaries being violated in any way. That's consent. Now, if you do feel uncomfortable and you feel as though you've made that pretty clear and that person that you're with doesn't want to stop or just keeps trying to pressure you, just run. Just run as far as you can and just don't look back. Just delete their number and that person is done. You shouldn't be around them. They're bad people. Now, something that I genuinely really wish that I'd known when I was younger is the importance of communication. When I had my first serious relationship, I was 16 and I thought I knew better than any sort of adult in the world. I thought I knew exactly what I wanted, but there was never ever a time where I sat down with the person I was dating and actually talked about sex. It just happened. Now, one rule which I have since created, but I wish that I'd made for myself back then, is this. If you can't sit on the edge of a bed and talk to the person you're dating about STDs, contraception, pregnancy, periods, and pubic hair, you're not ready to have sex with them. That's it. If I'd waited until I found the person that I could talk to about all of these things, I would have lost my virginity at the age of 21, which essentially means that for the 5 years between losing my virginity and finding that person, I wasn't fully emotionally ready for sex with anyone. Now, I'm not saying that you have to wait until you're 21, not at all. You may find that person that you're comfortable with at pretty much any age. You might be 16, you might be 60. Just make sure you are completely comfortable and willing and ready before you engage in any sexual activity. At any time. Regretting sexual activities, especially your first time, is more likely if you weren't fully consenting or emotionally ready. Obviously. Do I regret my first time? I mean, I do and I don't. I wish I wasn't in such a rush to lose my virginity, like it was some toxic thing that I was holding, but if I hadn't, then I wouldn't have this experience to talk about now. But whatever age you decide to fully consent to sexual activities, just remember that there is lots of contraception out there and also lots of confidential advice out there for you. So be happy, be safe, and be 100% comfortable with every decision you make. Catch you later.